convidado super especial, que é o Steve Cardenas. Hi, Steve.
Hello.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Welcome to Curitiba.
Thank you.
A gente está aqui com o Steve num evento super VIP, com algumas pessoas do fã-clube da Meganave, e a gente vai fazer aqui algumas perguntinhas, algumas que vocês mandaram pra gente, algumas do pessoal que comentou lá no Facebook, e vamos começar. Ready?
Yeah.
It's morphin' time. So, what did you feel when the first time in Brazil? Did you imagine the fans, the love for you? Brazil is so hard.
Yeah, I heard that the fans were really big here. Like there was a big fan base, but I didn't realize how big till I came for myself. And the first time I came here, I went to Sao Paulo and did a event at the limited edition comics, and there was like a couple of hundred people there, in this little comic book store, and they came to see me, and I thought, wow, this is really cool, you know, just for one day. So, and then from there, I went to a bunch of different conventions and stuff, and I just saw all the fans everywhere, and I just love how the warm reception I get from the fans here.
Mm-hmm. Brazilians are warm people.
Mm-hmm.
And with your international fame, how do you describe the difference between Brazilians and Americans?
Well, I think when it comes to like the love for Power Rangers and for the show and for the movie and stuff, I think it's very much the same. I think that the Power Ranger fans are pretty dedicated worldwide, you know? I mean, you know, I love how everybody came in with their shirts and everything like that. And there are a lot of little countries that I'll go to and people will get cosplay because they're really dedicated to yeah, exactly. They're really dedicated to the Power Rangers series and what it stood for and the message that it gives, so kids and stuff.
It's nice.
Mm-hmm.
And what do you most like to come to Brazil, and what do make it come back?
Well, I mean, naturally, it's, you know, it's all of you guys are the reason I keep coming back. But, you know, the weather here is great, you know, the people are great, you know, it's a lot of fun parties and stuff like that. The conventions that you guys throw here are really big as well, too. So just in pop culture in general, you know, Brazilians like everything that is like all American television, you know, they like all of it. So that's pretty exciting. It's very cool. So, yeah, I keep coming back because the fans keep asking me to, so until you guys tell me not to, I'll keep coming back.
Marvelous. And do you remember any fun situation with a fan in a con? Or something neat?
Well, you know, there's some really, you know, there's tons of stories, but some of the ones that stick out for me the most are when, you know, a fan comes up to me and says, hey, when I was a little kid, I had a really rough childhood, you know, I, you know, grew up really in a bad situation, but I would come home and watch your show every day, and it would make things a little bit better, and it really helped me get through my rough time in my childhood, you know? So to hear stories like that and know that I helped contribute to somebody's life that way, to me, I think that's the most special part of everything that I do with all of the touring and stuff. You know, getting to meet fans and they're able to tell me a story about how I changed their life, that to me is the most special thing, I think.
Did you see some big love for fans or something crazy?
I mean, you know, I think, you know, that, you know, just the dedication that all the fans have is, to me, is very humbling and overwhelming, you know? I mean, you know, I have a lot of stuff that I'm a fan of, but I'm not going to get dressed up as it, you know what I mean? Except Superman. I did that one year. I dressed up as Superman at a convention. I had a Man of Steel costume made. So, yeah, I mean, I get it, you know? But yeah, I mean, as far as like, you know, just the dedication to me is very, you know, it's
Superman's your
Superman's my hero,
character.
yeah. Superman's my favorite hero, yeah.
So, this is the next question.
Okay. Oh, that was my next question?
Yes. What's your favorite hero? Superman.
Superman?
Superman, because the films for superhero is nowadays so famous, so top. Like the new Power Rangers, so of course, the new movie.
Well, the jiu-jitsu is one of your skills, but what is special about the style according to your experience?
Yeah. Well, you know, I've been doing martial arts my whole life, you know, all different kinds. Mainly Taekwondo was my style, and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu didn't come into my life until later. But when I got introduced to Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, the way that I got introduced to it, to me, was very fascinating. This guy comes into my studio and essentially challenges me in my own school, you know? How dare this person come in here and challenge me in my own school, you know? And so we actually had a fight in the middle of my studio, and he picked me up and like took me to the ground and like rolled me over on my stomach and jumped on my back and put a chokehold on me, and I'd never seen anything like that before, and I was like tapping out, you know, because I didn't know what to do. And at that point, I realized, hey, look, if I'm going to be a real martial artist, I need to be open to every kind of style, and I need to be open to all of it. And to me, I just thought that was so fascinating that somebody who'd only been training, you know, for a year and a half, and I'd been training for 10 years, could control me that specifically, you know, and that, so for me, that was an eye-opener, and I was like, okay, I need to start learning this. So I kind of dedicated all of my time and energy into learning Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu after that. So, you know, I'm very grateful to the Gracie family for bringing that style to the States, because, you know, for a long time, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu was only here in Brazil, and you guys are the only ones that knew about it. And then maybe about 20 years ago, they brought it to America, and it was, after that, it took off, and now its popularity is worldwide, it's known, you know, so I needed to be a part of that.
How many times do you come to Brazil because of Jiu-Jitsu?
Well, I come to do the tours to meet the fans, and then if I get a chance to train, that's secondary, you know, so I come here because I come here for work, and then after work, if I get some time to train, I'll train.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Well, after you left the show, you took some time to return to the public as a Power Ranger actor. How was that return?
I'm sorry, I kind of don't understand the question exactly. Can you say that?
Well, after you left the show, you took some time to reappear to the public.
Oh, it took some time before I came back.
Yeah.
Oh, right,
Yes,
okay.
yes.
During that time, I was just teaching martial arts. That's what I was doing after I left the show. I opened up martial arts studios, you know, in California and in Texas and stuff. And I just ran those for a long time. And then my first introduction back into Power Rangers, anything, was back in 2007 when they invited me to be a part of the first Power Morphicon.
Mm-hmm.
And that was my first convention of any kind, or first introduction back into Power Rangers of any kind too.
I've heard some good response to the first one, because
Yes,
the actors didn't know they had such a
Yeah,
fan base.
had no idea, you know. I think social media was a big part of that, and the internet, you know, because the internet and the invention of like Facebook and stuff, those things together are kind of, you know, let everybody that was like fans from different parts of the world that, you know, didn't know there was other fans from other parts of the world, you guys were able to all connect, you know, creating Facebook pages and stuff. The internet helped with that a lot. And so, you know, it made the fan base, you know, grow exponentially as a result. And so when we put together that first Power Morphicon, I had no idea that there was something that, I mean, people come from Brazil, they came from England, they came from, you know, from Russia, they came from China, they came from all over the place to be part of that. And it was a fun experience.
And would you like Rocky to return to the show?
Yeah, I keep telling them every year. Every year I write them, and every year they keep saying no. So maybe you guys should write them.
Please, someone.
Yeah.
Call me Steve.
I'll give you guys the email. Yeah. You guys can like email them. And be like, we want Steve back in the show.
And what were your favorite character in the show? Some swords or villains?
Yeah.
Other seasons?
Yeah, no, that's a good question. So one of my favorite Zords actually is Serpentera, who is Lord Zed's.
Nice.
And Lord Zed was kind of like one of my favorite bad guys too, you know, because he just looks so mean with this skinless body and like the big silver crown on his head and stuff. It was pretty neat looking. And that was one character that was not part of Japanese, you know, Sentai footage, so that was all original and unique, which I thought was pretty cool.
Very nice.
And what can you tell us about your character on the order?
Yes, introduction.
Yeah, well, my character, well, I can't tell you anything about what my character, if he's a bad guy or a good guy or anything like that. But my character's name is Dax, and that's all I can say. And I think you'll probably find out soon enough, but I just found out that I think that we're putting the rest, we still have to put the production on hold for a little bit longer. So we're not going to start, we were going to start filming in February, but I think we have to, we were going to start filming in a couple of weeks, but now we have to push that back. So it's going to be a little bit longer before we can get back to that.
They're still calling people, announcing new cast members.
Right. Yeah, we're still trying to work a few things out. No, I have to keep it secret because then it's a surprise for you guys, for everybody, you know. But yeah, like I said, I think it's gonna come out later than we thought because we have to hold off on the production for a little bit longer.
And what about your expectations for the audience?
I think it's going to be good when we actually get the chance to finish filming it. It's taken a long time to get it going, but we'll see how it goes.
You read the script already?
Yeah, it's good.
Nice. Since you were a ranger, what's the most life lesson you can tell us about Power Ranger teach you?
Well, actually, I think just the experience of moving to California. I grew up in Texas, you know, where there was like a big Latin culture there, and then just like an American culture. But when I moved to California, I had realized, you know, I moved to Los Angeles, and then I started learning about all these different types of Asian cultures, and I started learning about Russian cultures and Armenian, and you know, just people from all different parts of the world that all live in Los Angeles. And you know, I didn't know about different types of cultures that way until I moved there. So I think just moving geographically to California really was the big life lesson for me. It really helped me become a little more worldly, you know, about the different cultures and different lifestyles that people have and stuff. So it really opened my eyes to that. And as far as Power Rangers goes, I mean, you know, the whole production office was a family. You know, the whole, you know, the people behind the camera and in front of the camera, and how much work goes into what's behind the camera is just as important as what you're watching on the show. You know, so you know, really kind of developed some good friendships and a family almost. You know, with that group. Being on that show, so that's always something that's going to be real special in my life as a result.
It's beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
It's really beautiful.
And besides the professional experience, what Power Rangers means to you?
Well, I think I just said it right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it was like, besides the professional side of it, you know, all the work that we did together made us have a real big bond, you know, which, you know, to this day, we're all still friends, you know, and even people from behind the scenes, you know, I still keep in touch with all of them, you know, so yeah, and especially, you know, everyone that came after me, you know, like Time Force and Dino Thunder and all these different.
We would like Time
yeah,
Force.
right. You know, but doing the conventions, I got to meet all these people now, and now they're just like my brothers too and sisters as well. So, you know, we're part of a very small fraternity where there's only about 100 people in the entire world that have ever been in that Power Ranger role, you know, and so that's a very small group. So it's very interesting.
So in SerialCookies, we talk about movies, about series. What's your favorite movie?
Well, I will tell you, my favorite movie is the one that inspired me to do martial arts, which was The Karate Kid from 1984.
I can imagine.
With Daniel LaRusso, you know. As a young kid, I was bullied a lot growing up, and I used to get picked on by a group of people. They used to wait for me every day after school to beat me up, and I would have to try and find creative ways to get home, and get away from them, and avoid them. And when that movie came out, and I saw it, I was 10 years old. And I related so much to that movie, you know. I immediately felt that guy's pain. I knew exactly what he was going through, you know, and I saw him overcome that, you know, by learning martial arts and developing a friendship with this old man who taught him everything, you know, and then he ended up like winning even the bad guys over, where at the end, you know, they give him the trophy and they're like, you know what, man, you're okay, you know, and they never bothered him anymore after that, you know, and I just wished I could have like learned karate so I could, you know, get that kind of respect, you know.
These movies are a life lesson.
Yeah, exactly. So, you know, anyway, but that was what inspired me, you know, to get into martial arts, you know. And
it's your favorite movie ever.
yeah, it's one of my favorite movies ever. Yeah.
Nice. And TV show, you see?
TV shows are different.
Like something?
TV shows, like I like them until they're gone. You know, TV shows I like them until they're gone. Except for one show that I watch all the time and that I'll rewatch too is Family Guy. I love Peter Griffin. He's my favorite character. It's so funny.
And you do leave a message for our SerialCookies readers? Please?
Okay, SerialCookies, thank you guys so much for having me to Brazil. Thank you guys for being fans for 20 years. Thank you. And hopefully I'll see you guys again, alright? Muito obrigado.
Yay! It's morphin' time.
It's morphin' time.
It's morphin' time.
Let me tell you a story. It's actually the reason we are all here.
Oh,
This
yes,
festival
it's
was
a good
found.
point.
It's actually because of
You.
you.
What? How? Why?
Yes, the fan club started because of you.
How?
We are from Meganave. We were at CXP 2015 when you came.
Oh, okay.
And then we
was
saw
very
the
special.
players, and then we went to your panel on Saturday.
Oh.
Some pictures, and then we decided, well, we should do a cosplay, and then we decided to do the
And then you guys
Space,
started the whole
Space
team.
Rangers.
Yes.
Yeah, the megaship uniform. That's because of the name. Meganave is megaship.
Oh, okay. Nice.
And then
Oh, you can tell you. We be part of a street team for two
Street
Rangers.
team? Oh, right. For the, yeah, you guys
Yeah,
street
Blake
team for
also
like
ran.
for Blake and
Yes,
them, yeah.
Blake and
Yeah, I think I
Justin.
saw that. I think I
Yeah.
saw that on everybody's Instagrams. Yeah.
Yes.
Cool. Very cool.
Yes, you can
Keep
leave a
it up,
message
guys.
for
Yeah.
Justin Emo and Blake Foster.
Justin, Blake, go away. Just kidding. No, I'm kidding. You guys are great, man. I'm glad that we get to tour together. You guys are awesome.